hello. Um, I've done this intro like 4 times. I'll admit that. So, welcome. Hi, this is CyberVamp. That's what we're gonna call me, and that's what the channel's name. So, we're gonna be discussing like one of the main topics today, and we're doing a speed paint of characters for a visual novel. Um, it is a dating sim that will take place in the streamer atmosphere in a way. So right now we're just gonna go via the characters customizations. So we're going like just the character sheets really. And there's 5 characters in total. These are the 5 love interests of the game. And I hope that like everyone enjoys them. And it's kind of difficult. I'm kind of nervous because this is like my first video in a way. But I hope that everyone understands that this video is just for like the journey I'll be going on into making a visual novel. And this is just first part, so let's hop into it and get into our first character. Okay, here we are. Damien. He is one of the first characters I made. Honestly, I lost track because I've been making these characters since 2022, 2020, 2023, 2022, 2023. I think it's 2023, like early 2023, because I started my second year of college there. But, or first year, I don't remember. It's been difficult. It's a long time. But I've been designing these characters for a while. And first, we're going to get into Damien. Damien is a very unique character in his own way as we go based off personality and the information that is given. For Damien, I really do enjoy his like leader type of way. He's a leader like of the group just based on it's not because of his height. I swear someone says because of his height. Um Based on Damien, Damien is the age of 6'1", if I remember correctly. But for Damien, he's a very chill and laid back streamer. He mostly focuses like on creating like a very safe atmosphere for streamers in general to make them feel comfortable, to make them feel calm, and even when they're under pressure, he makes sure to give them like good advice. And this even goes for his viewers. So Damien is pretty much a good character to follow on and piggyback off of. And he's also very interesting love interest, and that's based on his um moments that you can tell where he's very open with you and he tries to talk to you and get to know you as much as possible as the player. He wants to get to know you. When working on his design, I wanted to make sure I kept him like the nerdy aspect. And he was pretty difficult sometimes, but I made sure to give him a nerdy but attractive aspect at the same time. Well, every character, everyone's attractive in their unique way, but for him, I wanted him to have like a very outgoing personality, which you could tell. And the golden retriever thing, I think I might give it to him a little bit, but not too much. But when you see in the outfits I do 3 outfits, at least 4 to 5 outfits for each character. So these main ones on the bottom, you can tell these are like the outfits he'll be wearing. So I hope like this isn't like a bother. Or if you like it, you can tell me or suggest like outfit designs that you want him to have, and that'd be great because everyone has their own opinion for outfit. But for the game, there's a title to it. It's called Lover's Glitch, and it's very unique in its own way. But when you tell with each character, you'll find different personalities and different dynamics. But for Damien, he is, like I said, outgoing. You have to love him. I made sure to go with a nice color palette for him. So like lights and darks, he has a mix of it. He's not all just dark colors or all light colors. He's just makes sure to be inclusive of everything. But with his personality, you can tell he's a great guy. He doesn't really have any problems until you read up in his backstory, or when you get into the game, you're gonna read up on see the backstory and all that stuff and understand what his likes, why he is the way he is. But I made sure to make him he's age 22 and he is very much he's an American American boy, but it takes place in different universe. So we're gonna get in like the design. So we're gonna talk about it, and yeah. So like this is the final design. This is what I had for him. He looks great. I love his design very much. So we're gonna keep it as is, and I hope that's not a problem. And we'll move on to the next character actually. So yeah, let's keep this going because all characters have a unique yin to yen to them. So this one's interesting. Autumn. Oh boy, she was such a sweetheart. The VA is sweet. I have VAs for each character on how I want them to sound, how I want them to act. So it's all planned out. For Autumn, she has a very sweet and bubbly personality, especially as a streamer. She loves like cutesy games, but she loves D&D as well. So she's a D&D nerd. So all you D&D people, if you like D&D, enjoy it. She likes it. If you want that, go for it. For her, for the D&D in this universe, I want to make my own universe in a way. But in this universe, the game is called Gods and Goddesses. So it's G&G in a way. And I want people to understand that you can't always have the same thing. And I don't want to go based off. I want to go based off D&D, but at the same time, not really. But with her personality, she is very much the age of 21. She is Asian, so she's a very sweet character. The VA is very sweet, very kind. And I wanted to make sure to have a very bubbly exterior for her. Play and be cutesy with you, but she's gonna be very serious when need be. So like with her, she's gonna be very positive, she tries to build connections with you and even her community. And with her community, she's gonna make sure that she's trying to make them happy. But the struggle is sometimes that she overworks himself, and you can tell this during the story with her. So when watching her as a character, you're gonna find her very interesting. I'm talking so much about the characters, and that's fine. But when we get into this part, I wanted to say her outfits are very like different because I want them to be unique in her own way. Her original design was very it was okay. I wouldn't say it was great. It was okay, I guess. But with her outfits, I made sure to have like a nature-ish kind of look to it. That's what I made sure to do because I want to have like a nature type vibe, but she has like a fairy type vibe. It's very in witch type vibe because she is very much into the D&D and all the like stuff like that. She loves cons, so she loves like cosplays and stuff like that. All of them do, but for her, she wants to do it all the time. So like you always make sure to follow her, and she's just very outgoing. When working on her outfit, I wanted her to be artsy because she's artsy as well. So because of her creativity, I want to make sure she's artsy. She has a whole dynamic. With her other outfits, they were pretty easy to do. I had an idea of what I wanted her to wear, like sometimes or all the times. So yeah, um, she's very there. She's out there, but she's not. She'll say to herself when she's ready, but she's very close friends with Damien in a way. So you can see the dynamic between them throughout the game. You'll see like the different personalities and stuff like that. So yeah. I made a tattoo for her. She has a D&D inspired tattoo, a GNG inspired tattoo. So I wanted to make sure that she has a tattoo on her forearm. Not many people are gonna like it, but I like it brings more character to her because I don't like just a plain arm on them. So with her, I made sure that she has a nice dynamic to her. She's perfect in her own way. It's gonna slowly start wrapping up on this end. The names. The unique part about these names, these are actually the signatures of the actual VAs on how they think their character would write their name or sign things. So yeah, that's actually their signatures and stuff. But let's hop into the final design. You will actually enjoy it. Wow. When working on this was pretty fun. I'll admit it was fun. And I want people to understand that not everyone has a unique style, but very unique in my terms. But we'll move on to the next character as we love. All right. I'm sorry that the cuts are so long. I cannot time anything for my life. But for this character, the name's Eddie. He is a very different character, and you'll find that out later on as you develop the character. As you see through the character, you'll see that they are very different from other characters in the game. With Eddie, I wanted to make sure that I made his personality a bit different. That's probably like the most like difficult it can get. Um, for Eddie, Eddie is I'm looking at my notes, sorry. Eddie is kind of like a shy, introverted streamer, but he loves gaming. That's like his passion. Gaming and music. He loves both. So you'll see a mix of music and the gaming aspect from him as well, which is just you can die for his whole personality. When we get into more of not Damien, Eddie, when we get more into Eddie's story, you can tell there's some things about him that is different. He's European, he's a British guy, and you will see that he has a deep passion for things, but he's very difficult when expressing how he feels about certain things. But he's heartfelt. He makes sure to have a heartfelt interaction with you, even with his viewers. He makes sure to be perfect with everyone. All right. But back into the drawing, you can tell I changed the pose. I did not like the pose for the side profile at all. So I kind of just threw it out the window, changed it completely, and I wanted it to look more, dynamic. Like I want a dynamic pose, like slightly dynamic or slightly like interesting, more interesting than ever. So yeah, with him, I made sure that he has a unique pose, and the mullet is the VA's idea because all of us like mullets. I'll admit I love a mullet on a character, so I made sure that they get a mullet and the bandana stays. So you'll see like certain things that they have. And when we go through like most of these characters, you'll tell who has whose clothes because some people are sharing clothes, some people are not. And it's interesting to see that um I made them this way. I wanted them to like because they're all living in the same house. So it's like a streamer house, but they're all good and close friends for like years and years and years. So there's not a problem about it. So you'll find it unique about them that they share the same house, share the same clothes here and there. So yeah. But with Eddie, he is very laid back. He has his outfits. With his outfits, I made sure to make them like very, very interesting. I love crops, so you're gonna see that a lot through the series. There's a lot of crop tops on a lot of men, or a lot of arm showing. And then there's a lot of crop tops on some of the females, but I have a lot of different outfits for them as well because I like outfit and tech wear and baggy clothes myself. So you'll find it interesting when you get there. But we're gonna slowly start wrapping this character up, which is going to be fun. Um, I don't think I have much to say on Eddie as much anymore. He's a great character, so I don't really have much to say. Oh, but shirt designs, I really try to get inspiration as much as possible. When you see the doodle, it kind of comes through. Because the original design was okay. I liked the original, but it was too flat of a color, and I wanted it to be more out there because his shirt was originally gray, but I changed it to blue, and I made his sweater into like a turtleneck sweater type thing, and I kept the baggy pants. You're gonna like when you see old designs, like old sketches of them, yeah. So we're gonna hop slowly into, just gonna talk about it, and it's gonna end here. So yeah, let's get into it. I'll talk about him a little bit more. But yeah, and this is the final design of Eddie. I love him. he's such a sweetheart, and I love the VA. The VA is cool, and even when moving on, we're gonna enjoy this. So we're gonna move on to the next character and love it. Oh boy, this character. Jeez, me and the VA, we have our fun. We're cool. But you know when you have that friend that you just like to beef with for no reason. That's our kind of friendship. Rohan. Rohan is the most interesting character I can come up with a little bit because I didn't know how to execute him right. That's the funny part. I did not know how to execute him at all when I first made him because I just thought he was meh. But then I realized it's some people's gaze to that character. Or Rohan. Rohan is a sarcastic, um, he's a critique kind of streamer when it comes to games and developers themselves. So he's gonna be critiquing me if he could. If he could critique me, and I'd have to take it. But he's a person that gives advice. He's sharp and productive with his community, and very, he has a tough exterior, very tough act, but slowly deep inside you'll tell like he's very kind to like people, even to himself. He's very, very, very kind to others. But when working on him, you're gonna see that he he has his likes and dislikes, especially with people. But when he appreciates a game or a challenge, he'll make sure to express that very quickly. He's 20 and he's Hispanic. I might change his age to 21. It depends. I might change it to 21 for most of these characters. So, cause yeah, cool. And I love the character design though. He is very interesting. Jeez. When designing him, like I said, he was so he was. I was like, okay, I could just sling a hoodie on him. He's basic. It doesn't matter. I was gonna do that, but then I was like, I can't do that. I have to try and make him unique, at least in his own way. Even when you look at when you go and look at old like art of him, he's like just very basic and he looks like a side character. And I don't want him to look like a side character. I want him to be like you can tell he's like one of the love interests, but he's gonna be the love interest and you'll tell because of his execution. But on working on side profiles, I want him to have like a outfit that I can draw sometimes with him in it. And if I don't want him to draw him in the basic outfit that he wears, so he's a unique character. I don't have much to say about him as a character. He's a great character. I can say that. I love him to bits. Sometimes, not the VA. The VA's me and him. We still have our little spots, but with him, I make sure that Rohan is a very unique character in his own way. So when you can tell with Rohan that he is a interesting bunch, he's very sweet. When making the outfit, you can tell I just got tired and frustrated, and I kind of just copy and pasted like his outfit everywhere and just erased the top and just started from scratch because I didn't want to draw the face again. So what you can tell is that he is very um he's interesting. His date outfit is interesting. It's just flat out just a date outfit. But with his outfits, I wanted to make sure that I had added new stuff. Like for him, like I said, crop tops are gonna be a thing. You're gonna see it a lot from me. When you see it, just expect it, okay? I keep going quiet and I'm apologizing, but it's not much for me to say. For the character, I really do like the dynamics. This dynamic also, the Rohan's dynamic is going to be interesting. You can tell like who's the bubbly one, who's the just straight out I don't want to be here. Him and Eddie, they're cool. And him and Otto, he's very chill with Otto, and they joke around whenever they can. But we'll hop into the final design of like the final cut for like what this is gonna look like. So yeah, just enjoy this little speed paint a little bit more. All right, here's the final design for him. Cool. I actually like him. It's kind of cool. But yeah, you're gonna see the next character dynamic in like a minute, so enjoy. Final character. Christ. Actually, this was the first character design because now I look at the speed paint. I did her character sheet first, but I didn't like how it looked, so I changed the layout completely. And I did Eddie's next, and I you can tell it changed. But Zara, oh boy, I love this character as well. She's very you'll see what you can tell through via the personality, but excuse me, I have hiccups. I got hiccups in the middle of my thing, but Zara, a very mysterious kind of character. She's a mysterious type streamer, and she loves the horror like franchise, and you'll tell. And she tries to keep herself like identity and stuff like to herself on a very mass scale, but she makes sure to have an energetic personality, and she bounces off a little bit well with certain characters. Her and Autumn, they're very close. They're very close, but not too close. Eddie and Zara have a very close relationship, which you'll tell, and they're very buddy. Um, Zara and Damien, I don't really have an idea how their relationship would be, but they're very chill with each other and they're very good friends. So like they'll talk to each other, they'll hang out with each other when they get the chance to. So I see them like they're just gonna be like very close friends. For Zara and Rohan, that is probably like the most complicated friendship. Like they're close friends, but they get annoyed with each other heavily, which is like okay, I guess. But you can tell I started changing a lot of poses like in the drawings. But Zara is 21 and she is a Caribbean girl. She's a Caribbean person. You'll tell more identity later on in the story. You're gonna tell more about them and you're gonna learn more about them. But she likes thrill and suspense. So like when we get into like the little scariness, you're gonna tell the thrill and suspense like, oh, this is what she loves. She loves this. She loves this. And you'll get it and you'll understand about her. But when working on her, I had an idea of her top. Originally it was both off the shoulder long sleeve zip up, but I did not like the concept anymore. So I just went with a one side um band t-shirt and I gave her certain pants and all that stuff. It's like it's so interesting how I changed the characters like over the years. Like because even with Rohan wasn't originally supposed to be that way, and I changed it again, and he still stayed the same, but I changed him such like a drastic way no one can tell, and that was great. That's fine by me. But when working on the logo, I didn't want to say ACDC because I love ACDC. It's one of my favorite bands. I was gonna put GCBC, but I was like I can't do this, and so I just said JCBC, and I called it a day. So on the outfits, I changed her top design in the first one to like a pullover hoodie, and you can tell like later on and all that stuff. So it'll be kind of like your dynamic, and you can tell who's who, all that stuff. Like I said, keep in mind there's clothes being shared, so just keep that in mind which clothes are being shared for each character. But when working on Zara, she was pretty fun. I liked the gothic alt goth kind of thing, like the alternative type style for her, and I just wanted them to have a great idea of what she would look like. So just like kept it basic, get dark colors, neutral colors that bounce off with her. The hair was a technical problem for me. I got more inspiration from Spider-Punk, honestly, when doing the hair, because I liked the width. Yeah, I liked the width of the hair, but I kept it like that, and I changed. It was originally supposed to be white that you can tell, and then I ended up changing it to like another color. I changed it to red, and I changed it to green, changed it to blue, changed it to purple, all that stuff. I kept changing the color and seeing which one looked good, and I stuck with the red because the red is so different from my other characters. Because some of my characters are they have white in their hair, and I don't want to have that all the time. So you can tell certain things, and you'll see this character, and we're gonna move on and get into the final design. I generally love this. I love it. I can't get mad at it. It's so cute, and then it's so like mysterious sometimes, and then the clothes are like my kind of vibe. So if you like the gothic look, go for it. And this is the end of the video. Um, I hope you all enjoyed it. I love each and the character's design, and I hope it's not like annoying, and I hope I wasn't annoying you. I hope like you enjoyed it and you like drew with me or something like that. Because we like drawing with like the artist, so like each character is different in their own unique way, and I want people to understand that. So if you want, you can always love like a character for each of their designs. And if you have an idea of like what more you want to see of these characters, I'll make sure to like show it on my page. My social media mostly has it, so you'll see like what they do and their backstories and stuff like that. So yeah, what I'm gonna say is that I'm gonna be making another video, and it'll be a speed paint as well. So I hope you enjoy, and you like and follow like this video, and subscribe if you can. It'll be very helpful, and I can try and get out there as much as possible. But see you in the next one, everyone.